In the following days, I couldn't shake off the disturbing events that had unfolded. Mark's evasive behavior and the mysterious digging in his backyard gnawed at my conscience relentlessly. I decided that I couldn't let it go any longer. I needed answers. So, one evening, I mustered the courage to approach Mark. I knocked on his front door, and after a moment, he cautiously opened it. His eyes darted around, as if searching for any sign of prying eyes. "Hey, Tim," he said, feigning a smile. "Hey, Mark," I replied, trying to keep my voice steady. "I hope I'm not bothering you, but I couldn't help but notice you were doing some digging in your backyard the other day." His smile faltered, and a shadow passed over his face. "Oh, yeah, just some garden work," he said, not meeting my gaze. I decided to be direct. "Mark, I saw something strange in that hole. It looked like a black garbage bag, and to be honest, it's been bothering me. I can't help but wonder if it has something to do with your missing son." His eyes widened with panic, and he stammered, No, it's not what you think. It's just personal stuff. Please, just drop it, Tim." But I couldn't drop it. The curiosity and concern were too overwhelming. "Mark, I've been your friend for years. If there's something troubling you, you can talk to me. Maybe I can help." He hesitated, the internal struggle evident on his face. Finally, he sighed and motioned for me to come inside. "Fine, come in, but promise me, you won't judge me until you hear the whole story." I agreed, and as I entered his living room, he closed the curtains and glanced around nervously. "It's about my son," he began, his voice heavy with sorrow. 5 years ago, when he disappeared, my and Anna's world shattered. The pain was unbearable, and we didn't know how to cope. We became obsessed with finding him. Day and night, we couldn't function, couldn't think straight. Tears welled up in his eyes, and I sat quietly, giving him space to continue. "One night, I received an anonymous letter," he continued, his voice trembling. The letter contained some cryptic instructions and mentioned that I would find a clue in my backyard. Desperate for any lead, I followed the instructions and dug that hole. He paused, wiping away a tear, but when I uncovered the black bag, I found something unexpected. It wasn't related to my son's disappearance. Instead, it was a package filled with old, handwritten letters and paintings he did. After 2 years of our son's disappearance, Anna buried apparently all his paintings and letters he sometimes wrote. Mark stopped his breath for a second and continued. "I didn't know where she even buried them." He said, "What were the letters about?" I asked gently, sensing the depth of his pain. He took a deep breath before answering. "The letters were from my son. He had written them before, in the kindergarten or at home for special occasions like birthdays or Christmas. It was as if she had left a piece of him for me to discover after she passed 2 years ago." "Why didn't you tell anyone about this?" I asked, trying to understand his reasons for secrecy. "I was afraid," he admitted, tears streaming down his cheeks. "Afraid that if people found out about these letters and paintings, they would think I was crazy or obsessed with my grief. I wanted to keep his memory close to me, but I couldn't bear to share it with anyone else." I felt a rush of empathy for Mark, realizing the emotional turmoil he had been harboring all this time. "Mark, you don't have to carry this burden alone," I said softly. "Your grief is understandable, and your love for Anna and your son is evident. You're not crazy, and we're all here for you." He nodded, his shoulders sagging with relief. "Thank you. It feels good to finally share this with someone." Over the next few weeks, Mark slowly opened up to our close-knit neighborhood community about the letters and paintings. As we gathered at his place for a barbecue, he revealed cherished memories of his wife and son, allowing us to celebrate their lives together. The weight on his heart seemed to lessen and a sense of healing began to take root. However, as the days passed, I couldn't shake the feeling that there was something more to the story. The digging in the backyard still troubled me. One evening, as I sat with Mark, I mustered the courage to ask him directly, "Mark, I understand the letters and paintings, but I can't help but wonder about the digging. Is there something else you haven't told me?" He hesitated for a moment before speaking. "The truth is, Tim, that after discovering the letters and photos, I couldn't bring myself to leave them buried in the hole. It felt wrong to let those precious memories be hidden underground. So I decided to bury the bag with them, but in a different location. I didn't want anyone to accidentally come across it and disturb my son's memory." I nodded, realizing that he had acted out of love and protection for his son's legacy. "Thank you for sharing that, Mark. I'm glad you found a way to honor his memory." As time went on, Mark slowly started to move forward, honoring the memories of his wife and son while embracing life in the present. Our neighborhood bond grew stronger, and we rallied around him, offering support and understanding. In the end, Mark's act of digging out the bag was not a sinister secret, but an act of love. It reminded us all of the importance of cherishing our loved ones and holding onto their memories in our hearts. And though the pain of loss never truly vanished, we learned that healing could come through sharing our burdens and leaning on those who care. As for the hole in his backyard, it remained a poignant reminder of the past, but it was also a symbol of hope and resilience. Proof that even in the darkest times, one could find the strength to move forward and find solace in the love that once filled their lives. But who sent the letter with the hint?